The US President Dum-Dum Donald Trump, he must be quaking, he must in his boots, since his arch nemesis, somebody who has, how to put it, a brain, and economic credentials. You can't get much better economic credentials than the new leader of the Liberal Party in Canada. Yeah, elbows up and all that. Yeah, anyway. Mark Carney has a good CV. Let's put it like that, right? Now, during the days of Brexit, the Brexit vote, the pound plummeted. Because a whole load of numpties put the cross in the wrong box and voted for the United Kingdom to leave the European Union. Stupid people! That they are. And they still are. The farmers voted for it, or a majority. The fishermen voted for it, or a majority. And blithering idiots voted for it. That they did. Think that their lives would be better outside the European Union. How'd that pan out for you? Well, not too well. But Mark Carney, he put provisions in place, knowing full well what was going to happen. Our economy could have been absolutely shot on day one if it wasn't for Mark Carney. It really would have been. Now, the pound did plummet, and yes, the parity between the euro and the pound sterling, it did suffer somewhat, but it would have been a darn sight worse. It would have been horrendous if Mark Carney didn't put the provisions in place, the protections, to help buffer the sterling. Now, I have a lot of, how to put it, warm feelings about Mark Carney. He was an opponent of Brexit. He pretty much said it was stupid. And since Brexit, he's pretty much said it's stupid. It's idiotic. Because he has a brain. And he doesn't work on platitudes and all that three-word slogan crap. He works on unity. And he just made a speech. I actually watched it all the way through and listened, yeah. While I was working in the old workshop, that was it, yeah. He's a good speaker as well. Justin Trudeau was a very good speaker. And I feel that Justin Trudeau did a pretty darn good job. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been in for so blooming long, would he? Now, he stepped down and Mark Carney's now going to be taking his place. But when the elections come, he'll be up against Pierre Poilievre of the Conservative Party. Now, Pierre Poilievre, well, his poll rate has plummeted somewhat since he is a Trump supporter. And Donald Trump wants to make Canada the 51st state. And Pierre Poilievre says, well, I wouldn't rule it out, you know. Well, the Canadians certainly will. And they are shunning the Conservative Party. It does fill me with glee. It really does. Because all these right-wing parties, well, are proving to the world that it doesn't work. Hard right policies do not work. All they do is break up a country. These extremes split the country down the middle into factions. And unless you've got unity, your economy is not going to work. People will work together. You need, well, politicians that will work, will at least listen to the other side. Now, what's going on in the flippin' USA? Well, no one's listening to anybody. I don't think they're even listening to themselves, because they sound like feckin' morons. That they do. You've got President Dum-Dum and the VP. Vice President Dumber. Dumb and Dumber. That you have. Absolute madness what they're doing. Now, Donald Trump has looked at the polls and he's not too happy. I think he's a little concerned. He's looked at the economy and the stocks. Oh my Gideon, he's saying. Words to that effect. It ain't looking too good. So what do? He tweets, well, we're going through a transition period, that we are. Yeah, and you don't need drugs for it. I mean, you might do, because you might be so fucking depressed. Anyway. Now, Mark Carney's just given his speech. And it was a good speech. And it was all about unity. He's also talking about the tariffs that Donald Trump has applied to Canada. But equally, the tariffs that they have applied on the United States. And he says that all the tariffs that are collected will be used to defend those in Canada who are affected by Donald Trump's tariffs. It's going to go to the people. Now, that's what we want to hear. We want to hear a politician that truly cares about people. Because unfortunately, Donald Trump doesn't give a shit about people. Pierre Poilievre, he don't give a shit about people. No. He has truly suckled on Donald Trump's chocolate starfish. That, yes. Ooh, Corky, did you have corn? Maybe, says Trump. Well, Mark Carney, he also emphasised he's going to be building on relationships with other partners. Basically excluding the United States. Removing their dependence on the United States. Good feckin' plan. Now, we're doing it in the EU. Donald Trump's policy is crippling your economy in the United States. He has lost his feckin' mind. He is a blithering feckin' idiot. That he is. I don't think he can help it, no. He's probably thinking about, ooh, if only I was a bit younger, I would give her one, I would, yeah. Ivanka Trump, yeah, you know how he is. He's a bit of a kiddie fiddler, you know. Allegedly. Well, Canada is built on strength, says Mark Carney. Built on strength of its people. All countries are built on the strength of their people. You see, if you have a weak people, you have an unhealthy people, you have division amongst your people, your economy suffers. But if you can have a president or a prime minister in case of Canada, because, you know, you got our king. Anyway, you need healthy people with a decent healthcare that everybody's got access to, like in Canada, like in the United Kingdom, even though we've got massive divides in the United Kingdom. And there's a lot of really unhealthy people that I know, including myself probably. Now, if you don't have a healthy people, you will not have a healthy economy. That is a foregone conclusion. If they're spending more time off sick or long-term illnesses, your economy is going to suffer because you're not particularly productive. That's just fact. It's not rocket science, is it? And Donald Trump's economy is going to make everybody sicker. And if it wasn't bad enough, the fact that you have a health system that is extremely expensive, even with your Medicare and what have you, and Medicaid, and the Affordable Care Act, it's still way too expensive for many people. All that does is push people away from actually going to see the doctor, because they can't really afford it or they don't have the provisions in place. That's providing you with an unhealthy population. What people do when unhealthy, they get more unhealthy. Because it's a spiral. You do less exercise, you eat more bad food, and depression sets in, you eat more bad food, and it goes on like that. And what's going on in the United States at the moment, and you could actually say the United Kingdom to be fair, because of Brexit and other issues, we are plummeting mentally. And it's affecting everybody. And your economy suffers. If your economy suffers, there's a spiral. So you need someone with a positive mindset that is not on the attack of the people, whatever side of that you're on. You need a prime minister or a president that will bring you all together. Not use the people as a way of attacking the people. That Donald Trump regularly does. With all this woke and all this anti-trans and all this shit. Creating bigger and bigger divides. Fueling the hate. Now, it's easy to hate on people that hate. Now, I find it really difficult. I have to admit, I'm not particularly keen on Brexiters. Do I hate them? Possibly. You know, considering what they've done to the country and what they've done for my grandchildren, removing their rights. That I can't ever forgive. And I won't forgive. And this is what Donald Trump has done. People are going to die. And the friends and family of those people who do die because of Donald Trump, well, they will never forgive him. And they'll never forgive those who voted for him. This is the idiocy of what's going on in the United States and many other places around the world where fueling right-wing hate, propagated by platforms like X. And today in the United Kingdom, there is a new policy coming in regarding digital platforms who are going to become, how to put it, fined to high heaven. It's already started in the EU and now in the United Kingdom, making the platforms responsible for spreading online, well, hate and dangers towards children, etc. Removing children's rights also to access these platforms and making the platforms responsible. We need that, you see. They're impressionable minds and they need to be protected. They do, from this disease that is spreading so rapidly around the world because the people who are spreading, got the platforms, are happy to spread what they call misinformation, possible misinformation, or what they call the truth or the alternative truth. Just downright lies, inaccuracies. And then you've got AI as well. The whole thing is multi-layered. So we do need to protect impressionable minds. So I'm quite happy for censorship. Censorship is there for a reason. That's why we have ratings on films, because we don't want to subject our children to porn. Do we? No. Anyway, I would say I'm looking forward to a bright future for Canada. I think it's going to be a little bit hard to start with. But I think dealing with countries that are more level-headed, sensible countries, and working on a deal with European Union will make a massive difference to Canada. And Canada has what we want. Canada has timber. A lot of timber. They could cut off the United States and send it all off over to Europe. Because we're crying out for it. Because we send it all abroad. Absolutely crazy. And our timber prices are pretty high. So, to increase supply here would be very welcome. It really would. Anyway, are you excited for Canada? Because I am. Because I feel that Mark Carney can bring people together, bring positivity, and the fact that he's anti-Trump and he slammed into him on his speech that he did could actually really be something positive, something to look forward to, something to vote for. Whereas Pierre Poilievre wants to go down the old chocolate starfish after he sucked a little bit more on Donald Trump. Well then, I think people will push back. There'll be those who vote for him, obviously. But I think the majority will push back, and that's what Canada needs. Canada, it needs some sensible leadership. And Mark Carney, he has a history. He has a history of sensible leadership, I suppose. Hence he was the governor of the Bank of England. He's a very clever man. So congratulations, Mark Carney, and congratulations, good people in Canada. Elbows up. Anyway, if you've got people the like button, maybe subscribe to the channel. And, crikey, then little bell icon, push like and stuff like. Anyway, bell icons, and you get more face in your pocket every time I upload another video. Viva Canada. And if you want to support the channel, you can do it on Patreon or buy us a coffee. And we do tend to make videos. I try to tie in everything that's going on around the world now. Whereas before I was very Brexit orientated and UK orientated. There's a lot going on in the United States, so it is a bit swamped with lots of things from the US. But it does affect everybody, to be fair. It really does. So anyway, it's time for me to go. I was going to say toodaloo, Toodaloo! Oh dear. Like I say, Viva Canada!